The Dark Rise of One Piece, anime's loneliest creator.
Success can bring you all the things you ever wanted, and it can take away all the things you didn't even know you needed. At the time this video—
Nah. Yeah, like, my success means nothing if I didn't have this beautiful woman behind me. It means nothing.
video is being made, Ichiro Oda has amassed an astonishing $230 million net.
Oh my god.
Network. He is the creator of the high-selling manga.
Wait. Is there spoilers in this video? I think y'all told me there's no spoilers. Too low? Oh yeah, that's, oh yeah, for the world Oda's made, bro, this is nothing. He should be making 10 times this. No spoilers. Okay,
$130 million network. He is the creator of the highest-selling manga of all time. One Piece has sold so many copies that not only is Oda in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most copies ever sold of any manga or comic, but it also puts his name in the top 10 highest-selling fiction authors in human history. And
wow, wait a minute.
But
what
it
the
also
fuck?
puts his name.
Oh my god, Oda's amongst the names of like J.K. Rowling and Shakespeare. Bro, get fucking Shakespeare out of here, bro. I'm so sick of it. Agatha Christie. I don't even know most of these names, bro. Dr. Seuss! Oda is better than Dr. Seuss!
You don't know who Agatha Christie is?
I know who that is.
Okay.
But that's why I said the name. Bro, fuck Dr. Seuss.
In the
One
top
Piece better.
10 high-selling fiction authors in human history, engraving the name Ichiro Oda next to William Shakespeare and J.K. Rowling. Oda is without a doubt one of the greatest and most creative storytellers of all time. But this level of success and talent doesn't come without its sacrifices. Oda's road to prominence is paved with a plethora of health issues, arrest, and loneliness.
What?
Oda's road to prominence is paved with a plethora of health issues, arrest.
Arrest? Would they arrest him for the amount of heat he produced?
And loneliness. One Piece has brought joy to millions of people, and its success is something that Oda has dreamed about since he was a 4-year-old watching anime and millions of people. And its success is something that Oda has
Look at
dreamed
Chopper.
about since he was
It's the fucking moose. Is that Usopp? I wish Chopper low-key looked like this, bro. Oh my god, that would be great.
a 4-year-old watching anime and Disney cartoons. This video will act as a celebration of Oda's well-earned achievements, but also the overlooked acknowledgement of the sacrifices.
Look at Jinbe. Wait a minute.
4-year-old watching anime and Disney cartoons.
Oh,
this
God.
video will act as a celebration of Oda's well-earned achievements, but also the overlooked acknowledgement of the sacrifices.
Yeah, that was
a lot
Netflix,
of artists have to
Chopper.
suffer through for our enjoyment. A
Sure.
mangaka who escaped the industry even referred to it.
Mangaka? That's how you say it, mangaka? I thought it was mangaka. Mangaka. It's mangaka? Oh, I'm saying it right? I was like, what the fuck is a mangaka?
As quote, voluntary enslavement, with a more
Oh
infamous
my
example
God.
being when Kishimoto, creator of Naruto and rival of Oda, finally finished his popular long-running series. He
Shit!
reached out to Oda to brag that he can now
Who was that,
finally take a walk
Boruto?
with his kid on a sunny day. This would send the One Piece author into a spiral, but also motivate him to keep working, so one day he could also take a walk with his kid too. But for now, I'm the Pirate Diaries, and this is the Dark Rise.
Oh, that was cute. Oh my god, now it's just gonna get fucking dark, isn't it? Wow. What a great friendship, bro. Kishimoto and Oda.
And controversies of anime's loneliest creator. Oda was
Give a fuck about a controversy, bro. Give me more peak.
born on January 1st, 1975 at Kumamoto City, Japan. From an early age, he was obsessed with all things anime.
It's like a fucking meteor came down. Like, you know how Clark Kent arrived on Earth? That's how Oda arrived on Earth.
And cinema. Anime, Disney cartoons, and Hollywood movies took up all of Oda's free time. By the age of 4, Oda had already begun reading manga, and immediately after, he found out that creating manga was a career. He couldn't believe such a cool job existed, and from that point forward, he declared that he too will become a mangaka, to quote, avoid getting a real job. The
Y'all want to be a mangaka too?
manga that contributed the most to this epiphany was a series called The Monster Kid, a story about a kid and his companions traveling
Yeah, you don't know manga unless you know Monster Kid.
through realms battling various monsters.
Those are
Oda
monkeys.
claims that one of these panels from this
Is that why he got Monkey D. Luffy? Because all the characters look like fucking monkeys?
specific manga was the first one that made him want to draw, and he would go on to
Looks
draw
like Luffy!
endless copies of his favorite panel, trying to get his drawings to look as good as Fujio's. He simultaneously had fallen in love with an anime called Vicky the Viking.
ワンピースという作品を書こうと思ったんでしょうか。
小さなバイキングビッケっていう
Bro, You cannot say One Piece without thinking of VK the Viking. Fucking Thorfinn's origins.
アニメが昔あったんですね。そ
See,
れ
Vinland Saga has that big of an inspiration.
で、それが好きで、
A show that told the adventures of Vicky, a young Viking who would use his witty and imaginative mind to help his friends out of tight situations. Vicky would spark Oda's lifelong fascination with pirates and plant the seed for an idea that eventually would grow
There's
into
the
One Piece.
Mary.
You can see Vicky's influence sprinkled
Wow.
throughout Oda's works. When Oda's dad found out about his son's newfound ambitions, he decided to teach him to paint, as he himself was a talented oil painter. Oda has credited his dad for his creative side, and he still shows off his dad's paintings to this day as the proud son he is. Oda became quite the prolific painter as well. One of his original paintings he did for a school project still hangs in his elementary school.
Wow, look at that. Damn.
To this day. When
Someone draw a spaceship in my mouth. What?
Oda got a little older, his manga taste matured, and he gravitated towards the Weekly Shonen Jump, an anthology of mostly action-based manga.
There he is! The father of shonen. Asta.
That targets an older demographic. Oda had started junior high around this time, but he admittedly had a rough time with it. He often didn't enjoy it. The only time he really felt happy was whenever he knew there was a new Jump issue coming out the next day. He loved everything from the legendary gag series Kochikami to the action comedies of Kenny.
He's a fan. That's the best. He's a fan of the art that he's a part of now. Probably the highest selling mangaka of all time. I think he is. I think that's what the list said. That's what happens when a fan is in control of the story. When you have a non-fan in control of a story, I feel like it doesn't work. Like when you give a non-fan of Star Wars a Star Wars movie to create. It's fucking horseshit.
Kuman, a popular series.
Give it to a fan. You know how many fucking super fans there are of Star Wars? Like give a movie to them.
Anthology called
He a
Captain
fan, he a
Tsubasa,
fan,
but
he
it
a
actually
fan,
inspired
yeah.
Oda to join his school soccer team, just to be like the characters in the show. As you can tell, he was a very impressionable kid, and he remains so to this day. A lot of Oda's characters and themes are based off various pop culture icons.
I bet y'all can name every single character on here. Let's see if I can. Bobo, Popo, Richie the Lion, Law, Chapapa, Kid, Captain Kudo,
like Jim Carrey, Eminem, the Terminator, and Reservoir Dogs, but also various Japanese acting and historical legends.
Wow. Wait, what the fuck? Whitebeard is modeled after Hulk Hogan? Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that at all, bro. That would be crazy. Holy shit, that looks just like him. What the fuck? Where's Michael? Yeah, Michael Jackson, I understand. Fosh. That he's modeled after the Penguin? Holy God.
Oda never dropped his love for soccer.
It's football, not soccer.
Oda should just become a soccer player. Yeah, guys, soccer.
Oh, excuse me.
With his favorite team being Brazil, Oda revealed in the Q&A that the real-life Luffy would be from Brazil.
So you guys study this fucking picture, and when they cast a character as that race, you can't bitch about it, right? Robin is Russian, so we need a Russian Robin in the live action, right? Brooke is Austrian, so we need an Austrian. Chopper is Canadian, so you better get a fucking moose from Canada.
So I can't help but to think in
Whoa,
Brazil.
wait a minute. Wait, whoa. Zoro's Japanese, Luffy's Brazilian, Usopp's African, Sanji's French, okay. Nami is Sweden. Wait, is Emily Rudd Swedish? Luffy's actor is Mexican? What do you mean no? She isn't?
I don't think so.
Maybe she has like 1% Swedish. I don't know.
I mean,
Oh, she's not? Alright, so if they switch shit like that, I mean, Oda had a say in it, so he probably said, oh, who gives a fuck, bro? Just give it to Emily Rudd. She looks like Nami. She's Nami enough.
I don't mind with, like, European, like, you know, as long as it's not, like, clearly very, very different types of Europe.
Yeah.
Like, Italian is very different from, like, you know, like France, for example.
Russia.
French.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, they're very
That's true.
different.
It's kind of like, I don't care if they recast characters different races, like, that don't fucking matter. Like Nami's sister. What's her name? Nojiko? Think I care? Does it matter? Does it really matter? Think about it. If it matters, then I have a problem. But if it doesn't matter, I'm like, who gives a fuck?
in a Q&A that the real-life Luffy would be from Brazil, so I can't help but to think this was influenced by the soccer-themed manga. Oda would find his biggest influences though when he stumbled across the series Dragon Ball. He was obsessed with Toriyama's art style, and he reread this series more than any other manga. He loved his character designs, and practicing them is why he got so good at drawing legendary buff dudes. But the most important thing that he ever got from Dragon Ball,
they're actors, their job is to pretend to be things they're not. I mean, I feel like there's it depends, right? Like, I'm sorry, you're not gonna have, like, I don't know, like, let's see, a white guy play a fucking samurai in a movie, or like, I don't know, like,
Guys, it's disrespectful.
or like a skinny Chinese kid play Superman. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, there's things you just don't do. Yeah, like if The Rock is playing Luffy, like, you don't do that. Oh, but he's a good actor. No. That's not fucking Luffy. That's The Rock. The fuck out of here. It's like, imagine I was casted as Usopp. What would the reception be? You know what I mean? The reception wouldn't be good. I promise you that. Imagine I played playing LeBron in the LeBron documentary. Nicholas Light. Yeah! Looks just like him.
was it showed him how impactful manga could be. When Dragon Ball was first
Yeah, like, I can't play Laboon. I'm not a fucking whale. Get Lizzo for that.
gaining popularity across Japan, Oda remembers going to school and just seeing how crazy his peers would react to the weekly releases. One day he would see his school get thrown into complete chaos by a single chapter. Quote, when Krillin died in Dragon Ball, the whole school was thrown into complete turmoil. I remember someone kept running up and down shouting, Krillin died, with a jump in his hand.
Bro, I get it.
Influences a great
I didn't know that.
have would completely reshape the way Oda looked at manga and reinforce his desires to master the craft himself.
Now I know Krillin ain't killing, you know what I mean? He dead. I didn't even know that, bro. I actually did not know.
This feeling would last with Oda, and the second year of junior high, he would start developing his own talent, and he began drawing sketches for a pirate-based manga. Over the next several years, Oda will continue to draw every single day in all of his free time. This came at the cost of his sleep and his friends. This would be foreshadowing for how obsessive he can be when he really puts his mind to something. At the age of 17, he would quit soccer in an attempt to take his mangaka ambitions more seriously. He had
God, what was I doing at 17? I don't even know what the fuck I was doing at 17, man. I was like smoking weed under a bridge or some shit.
learned about a very prestigious manga competition
I was learning how to do a heel flip.
from a company
This guy's writing the greatest story ever told. I'm learning how to do a fucking ollie.
called Shueisha. It was called a Tezuka Award, and it was
One Piece at 17?
He started to take his mangaka more seriously.
Whoa.
given to
I gotta switch my headphones. God damn it. Yeah, guys, it's your daily Nicholas Light complaint about his headphones dying because his 8-hour battery life headphones that Razer promised was actually only 2 hours. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Yeah, fuck Razer. I'm waiting to get the sponsorship email. Then I'll watch them be like, "We're a big fan of your streams." Be like, "No, you're not. The fuck? You're a big fan?" That's how all the sponsors they email. They're like, "Oh, we're a big fan of your content." Yeah. Name 3 of my quotes. Show me you're a big fan. Prove it. They don't even know what Tatakai is. They don't know what Chantaro is. They don't know Killua. They don't know anything. Be like, prove it. Prove you're a big fan.
best manga submitted
Yeah,
by
Razer from
Fine
Hunter x Hunter,
Creators.
exactly.
During the same time, Oda had taken a liking to a Western anime film called Young Guns. This would go on to
Young
inspire
Guns.
him to work 4 months on a full-length manga titled Wanted. It was an action-based comedy set in a Western-themed world. Oda was very proud of this creation, and he was so
Look, it looks like Luffy and Zoro. Oh shit. It's Luffy and Zoro. Holy shit.
decided to submit it. But he was also concerned his parents and teachers would be disapproving of his
How many times are they gonna show this fucking shot?
decision to focus all his efforts onto this and not school. To fix this problem, he would submit his work under a pseudonym, Tezuki Himazu. Being the unknown prodigy he
My God, that's a fucking name.
was, he would take home 2nd place and receive a 500,000 yen cash prize. Winning
Bro, that's like 30 cents. Holy shit.
This award at such a young age would send shockwaves through the manga industry. Many professionals within the business started keeping their eyes on him. In early 1993, Oda would go on to get several interviews, and his manga would get published.
Show this fucking scene one more time. I said scene like it's an anime.
And Shueisha's Masashi Mangaka. Around
Yeah, guys, get me to 500,000 yen in likes.
this time, he decided to drop his pseudonym and started going by his real name, showing that he was growing a lot more confident in his work and cared less about what others thought. His first professional interview would even be published in his hometown's most prominent newspaper. Oda's life was changing fast, and it was
There are no more shots of Oda. Yeah, that's the only fucking shot of him. So he keeps using it. At least put a different filter. Like, reverse it. Flip it. Make it dance.
getting harder and harder for even his haters to doubt his talent. Later that year, he graduated from high school and he entered Kyushu University under the architectural program. Although he never used his architecture talents in the actual field, I can't help but to think this played a massive part in his unique city and island designs in One Piece. During university, Oda would continue submitting more and more of his work to Shueisha.
I don't even know who these people are. I mean, obviously that's Oda.
Not knowing his previous win already qualified him for a spot in the monthly offshoot of the Weekly Shonen Jump. This spot is where Oda will release his next manga, God's Gift for the Future. This manga followed a pickpocket
Dude, it looks... Wow, that's like Luffy and Zoro combined.
named Brian that wanted to change his way of life, but he couldn't stop his bad habits. Through a series of unfortunate events, he winds up with a magical death notebook. It was gifted to him from a god that cannot alive anyone by writing the exact date and event in the notebook.
Luffy with a death note.
I'm gonna say it. God's Gift for the Future came out in 1993, and Death Note came out a decade later in 2003. I'm not saying Oba copied teenage Oda's work, but there's a lot of similarities, and I even found some threads already discussing the topic. If you read all of Oda's work in release order, you can see how each one gets progressively better and more complex. But he already had a knack for two things in particular: character development and world building. But being the near psychopathical ambitious machine he was, even at a young age, he wasn't satisfied with only being in a monthly release magazine. So the following year in 1994, he decided to enter a contest named Hot Step Awards. With a manga named Ikiyoko, Oda won first place with
This what is it? Fucking 2 videos of Oda? This is crazy.
Ikiyoko, giving him his first undisputed success as a mangaka. With his back-to-back awards and victories, Oda was finally believing he actually had a chance of his dream coming to fruition. So the same year in 1994, he would drop out of university to pursue his career as a professional mangaka. Dropping out of college is a huge deal in Japan. Even if you become
Dropping out of college in Japan, bro? It's a fucking sin.
success, many people will look down on you, as school is seen as a rite of passage.
Yeah, look down on my $250 million, bitch.
Japan's unique outlook on hard work will contribute
I'm looking down on you standing on this stack.
to some of the dark concepts we will explore in the later part of this video. And if you remember, Oda specifically didn't really like school, and that he struggled
Look at me, bro. I dropped out of college.
even find enjoyment while being there. But now, with some impressive accolades under his belt and a newfound freedom, Oda would move to Tokyo under the charge of his editor, Kaoru Kushima. This was his official start as a true mangaka. Oda had gotten a job at Shonen Jump as an assistant, as many aspiring mangakas do. He would make practically no money, but it was a necessary stepping stone that all mangaka have to take if they just want to
Wow. They take like that risk of not getting paid because they know in the long run it's gonna work. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta take that risk. Even if it's like a year or two of your life, you just gotta take that risk. Be like, oh, I'm not getting paid. But I know what the long run is, $250 million.
shot at publishing their own work one day. Some work as assistants for years or even decades when never getting that chance. And
Bro named the bird after his editor.
often, a lot of them break under the extreme expectations pushed on them by the industry. Oda's first assistant job was for Shinobu Kante's Midoriyama police gang. It was only for the last few chapters of the series, so it only lasted just 1 month. But Oda claims he was extremely busy this entire month, and that he also gained an immense amount of experience about the production of a professional manga. After his manga was finished, Kantani would leave Shonen Jump. Oda was sent to another mangaka, assistant creator Masaya Tokihiro, through his final years of their manga, Jungle King. Tokihiro was also known to be the creator of the more famous
God, look at this character design, bro. Their like faces are pushed to the left.
Papa Man. Oda would work for him for a very
Looks
long
like it was
time.
dragged.
Takahiro was infamous for being very resistant.
I'm about to blow my brains out if I see this shot one more time, bro.
With allowing
I'm
others
about to
to
make a
help with
black
important
screen.
parts of his work. This was very hard for Oda because he had many ideas, and the little free time he had after his 12 to 14-hour shifts, he would spend hours drawing cool ideas for his own stories, but also ideas he thought might work for his senseis. But his boss would never entertain even one idea. But Oda was still on a lot during this time period, specifically improving his skills on background art and crowd art. Oda
Bro, where's the dark rise? Like, all of this just sounds normal to me so far. I mean, not normal. Like, this isn't normal. This is like 1 in a million fucking people. But like, or maybe a billion people. But like, when does it get dark?
has a
Yeah, I know
talent
it's
for
coming.
making the best out of a
So far, it's
subpar
just a normal
situation.
rise.
During this time period, Oda would create
Worked
and submit
hard.
several of his own stories to his editor, Kushima, and pretty much all of them would be immediately dismissed. But he would try to not take the harsh criticism to heart. But this would all change when Oda would create and release his next manga, Monsters. After thoroughly after its release, and then going back to all his old works, he began to see many of his own inadequacies. This
Zoro.
motivated Oda to work even harder and fix a lot of his mistakes.
We're
He
all
started
starting.
thinking, maybe his editor was right, telling him he just wasn't ready yet. He started appreciating the transparency and began only sleeping around 5 hours a night and started skipping meals because they just took up too much time that he could be using to improve his craft.
Damn, man. 5 hours. Sleeping for 5 hours. I mean, that's more sleep than a lot of people in Japan. I'm not gonna lie, bro, but still, like 5 hours of sleep. Holy shit. Skipping meals. I'd have somebody feeding me while I'm drawing.
When Kappama ended in mid-1990,
Stick a fucking burrito in my mouth while I'm drawing Luffy's hat. What?
I would feed you.
You would. I'd feed you.
his new boss would also move on from Shueisha, and Oda would enter his final assistant tenure under the esteemed Nobuhiro Watuski. He was now working on the best-selling manga Rurouni Kenshin, or Samurai X. This would be huge for Oda. Watuski was one of the most popular mangaka, not just in Shonen Jump, but in all of Japan. He was also known for having a way more laid-back style than Oda's previous bosses. Watuski allowed his assistants to be involved in his
Oh, we know about that mangaka. We know about what he did.
work, speak their mind.
We know
and would
about
even
that. I think we're getting to the darkness.
review their ideas seriously.
You don't know what he
That doesn't
did,
mean
bro.
would just approve any
Gotta
of
look
them,
it
but
up.
he felt
I'm not
like
going
being
over that
involved
again.
And getting a hands-on experience was the best way to learn, not just doing busy work for your boss. Oda would thrive in this kind of environment, and one of his ideas would actually pass all the hurdles and was even featured in Rurouni Kenshin manga itself. He is credited with coming up with
Yeah, not only known for Kenshin, bro. He's known for something else too. Whew.
the character Hojo
Wow.
Kamatari, the Great Scythe. This was huge for Oda, and it added a lot of credibility to his suggestions moving forward. Oda would never forget the faith Watuski Sensei had in him, and unfortunately, this would come with some grave consequences later on. Oda was really enjoying his time in Watuski's studio, but he remained troubled by the fact that his own ideas for manga drafts continuously got rejected. Oda decided,
I feel like I'm gonna start seeing these clips in my fucking nightmares tonight, bro.
since all
Look at Zoro. That looks crazy.
his new ideas wasn't cutting it, he would
Is that Frankie on the top?
revamp his original idea for anime. In a last resort style effort, Oda began to work on a pirate themed manga. He decided to call it Romance Dawn.
Romance Dawn. Isn't that the name of the first episode?
Not feeling hopeful, Oda would submit it to his editor. But to Oda's surprise, Mishima would actually be very impressed by it and would approve for it to go on to further development. It would debut in a Shonen.
Imagine it was never called One Piece, and oh, it's the arc. Yeah, like it was never called One Piece and was called Romance Dawn. I think it would still hit. I think that's still a hard name, bro. Romance Dawn. That's so cool of that's an awesome name.
Jump Summer
Balloonami
Special and
Balloonami.
received much praise from the readers. During the production of Romance Dawn, Oda would fall
It's like Vivi and Nami mixed.
under the supervision of a new editor, Takanori Asada. Asada would also believe in Romance Dawn, and he would arrange for Oda to fill an unexpected gap in the weekly Shonen Jump magazine that was coming up. This was an incredibly rare and unique opportunity. Oda accepted, and he immediately created his
I don't like Blue Nami, bro.
second version of Romance Dawn. Within 2 weeks, it was approved by Asada as well. But a weird thing was happening. The reader feedback was positive, and they loved the unique pirate themed story. And Oda's handlers also believed in it, but the higher ups were very skeptical and doubted Oda's concepts. They straight
Imagine doubting Oda. Damn. Those people are probably rolling in their fucking graves right now, man.
Oda refused it in its entirety. They didn't
They probably spit at themselves at night.
want to try anything new.
There he
They
is,
wanted
Boofy.
more of what had already worked, but Oda specifically set out to make the exact opposite. This was because of two of Oda's earlier influences. Dragon Ball itself, he loved the fights and designs, but he wished it was more story oriented, with more long-term payoff for the readers. And a much more random influence was the Wizard of Oz. Oda loved the adventure aspect
Y'all hear the music? It just got darker. I don't think he meant to do
of the
that.
Wizard of Oz, and he even implemented it in many of his
I'm acting like it's a fucking OST, bro. This guy just dragged audio into it.
own works, but he hated
Yeah,
the
finally, a
ending
new
of the classic
clip of
movie. He
Wizard
thought
of
that
Oz.
The real treasures we made along the way trope was completely stupid, and that fans deserve build up and payoff. Oda basically was inventing the slow burn style of mangas, a manga that pull you in through world building and not just flashy fights. Lucky
Yeah,
for Oda,
I love
Asano
that.
wasn't having
I wish more stories would do that, man. I'm all about world building. I take world building over flashy fights any fucking day.
any of his supervisors' nonsense. He would wage war on them, proclaiming that Oda had something great on his hands, and he would continue this campaign for him for months. In May 1997, One Piece had finally been approved for publishing in the Weekly Shonen Jump magazine. So if you love
The
One
greatest
Piece, make sure you
decision
show some respect for Osada, because if
their
it wasn't for
lives.
him, we might have never been blessed with such a great story. And pretty soon after, Oda resigned from being Watuski's assistant on good terms, and he became a full-fledged professional mangaka himself at the age of only 22. His adventure was about to reach heights and falls that he never could
He
have
found the fucking One Piece, writing One Piece.
imagined.
Gotta
And if
love
you
it.
want to follow me on my own adventure to be the Pirate King of YouTube, like this video. The like goal for this
I like the video, but that's all I'm doing.
video will be 199 likes. This video was
199 likes, bro. We got 21,000. Holy shit.
supposed to be my 5,000 subscriber special, but I was so
Damn.
excited to drop it, I couldn't wait. This is it. Oda's
He's about to hit
obsessive nature and
20,000.
hard work had finally paid off, and he wasn't about to let it go to waste. He would double down his efforts one more time, and from this point forward, things would start moving incredibly quickly. Oda would take everything he had learned and created over the years and
It's so easy to get into. That's why. Like the second I watched One Piece, I was just into it. Like I understood how big the world was. It's like, how could you not want to dive deep into One Piece?
started immediately drafting the very first 8 chapters of One Piece. Osada would lend him a hand and help him refine
There
his
they are.
ideas, and also offer some advice that he thought would give One Piece a higher chance of success. After all, he was invested in this too now. He gave Oda the advice of spicing up the first couple chapters. He thought Oda had some great concepts, but that it wasn't exciting enough. He needed more stakes, something to hook people and leave them wanting more.
Yeah, so rip Shanks' fucking arm off.
This led to the idea of the Shanks incident that happened in the first chapter.
Oh wait, it is. Oh
I
shit.
personally think this was a great
Yeah, this is the risk they wanted. Wow, I was fucking joking.
decision and really set the tone for the rest of the story. In July of 1997, Weekly Shonen Jump released their 34th issue and premiered the very first chapter of One Piece, titled Romance
Beautiful.
Dawn, giving homage to his Romance Dawn manga that started it all. When they was finished, they was pretty sure they had something great in their hands, but they was so nervous that it wouldn't do well. They just couldn't shake those butterflies. And when the first volume would be released, Oda and his editor would hide in a bookstore and watch the customers. And when they seen a
Who wants to hide in a bookstore with me, bro? Let's watch who buys One Piece manga so we can reward them.
little boy buying the One Piece volume, they would shout with pure joy. This is the cutest, one of my personal favorite
That's
One Piece
cute.
facts. And by the end of One Piece's very
That would be me, bro. If I wrote a book, I'd sit in that fucking library all day and see who buys it.
first year, One Piece sold over 300,000 copies, making it an undeniable
Wow.
hit. But this is again nothing compared to
Wow.
what was about to happen. Only 1 year later, this number would grow to 6 million copies sold, with no sign of slowing down.
Wow.
By 1999, One
Oh,
Piece had reached
shit.
over 17 million prints.
Yep.
In the same year, he received a full-length
What was I doing?
anime adaptation,
When I was
which would be
2.
another instant smash across Japan. By 2001, Oda was only 26 years old, and he had the world at his fingertips.
Bro, 26. I was 26 2 years ago. That's when I started anime. I started watching anime and blowing up on YouTube when Oda was at the same age, made that many fucking copies of One Piece. Damn. Just built different. He's just built different.
He was a best-selling mangaka and getting
26 is the number, yep. When you guys turn 26, your life's gonna change. And if you're already 26 or you're higher, bro, 36.
all the interviews and festival bookings he could even handle. But the most life-altering appearance would happen at Jump Fest of 2002. While watching the performances, he saw 22-year-old Chiaki Inaba
There she is. Oda's Nami.
A model, idol, actress,
Aw.
campaign girl, and race queen. During her show, she would perform in a Nami Swine cosplay, showing her love
Oh my god, he drew her into his life, basically. It's crazy, man.
for her favorite anime character. That just happened to be created by Oda himself. Her beauty and talent left Oda smitten. It was like a romance anime scene. He had
Wow.
no choice but to introduce himself, which he did so later the same day. They would hit it off, and her personality had him hooked. Over the next few months, they began seeing each other, squeezing in dates
Oda
from
with
her
the
performance
Riz.
and Oda's busy work schedule. In 2004, they would get married, opting to have a
Look how low quality this fucking picture is. This is how hard it is to find pictures of him.
private wedding that only their closest friends would attend. Around 2004, One Piece and Shonen Jump was more popular than ever. Manga and anime were spreading worldwide,
God.
but there was an unprecedented surge in anime's popularity in a specific Western country, the United States. The catalyst for this wave takeover would be thanks to 3 shonen anime in particular: One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach.
Yeah, our favorite of the big 3. Bleach. I'm not looking at these shows Bleach spoilers. I noticed y'all saying there's Bleach spoilers coming up.
They will be deemed the big
I'm not
3,
looking,
a
I'm not
title
looking.
bestowed on
I'm
the
not
3
looking,
most
don't
popular
worry.
anime of
I'm
the
just
2000s.
listening.
The 3 series completely carry Shonen Jump in this entire time period. Every anime or manga fan in the world had one of these 3 in their top spot. This
Hell
era
yeah.
would later be called the Golden Age of
Now we have the golden age of the new golden age. Black Clover, My Hero, and what else? What would y'all say the third one is? Spy Family.
Shonen Jump. The gap in sales of these 3 versus every other series was mind-blowing, and to this day, the consistency of their popularity would never be repeated. All 3 of this manga
Yeah, Demon Slayer, JJK, and Boruto, the new big 3.
creators were living their wildest dream. But anyone with this level of ambition doesn't
Show
just
this
wanna be
scene
top 3,
one more
they wanna be
time!
One. The 2 creators with the most smoke for each other would be One Piece's Oda and Bleach's Kubo. These 2 manga titans have had a 20-year-long beef that has left their fans constantly
I want them to have a fucking boxing match, bro. Imagine that.
comparing the 2. The origins of this entanglement actually started because of a previously mentioned award and spot that Oda got for Romance Dawn. Kubo had entered the same competition and felt his win was assuring.
Yeah, I want this to be like Drake and Kendrick, bro. Oda and him. And Kubo just go at it.
And that it would launch his own professional mangaka adventure. But after Bleach was outvoted by Romance Dawn, pushing his dreams back years, Bleach wouldn't be released in Jump till 2001, and Kubo directly held Oda responsible. In a 2017 interview, when asked how he felt about his rival, he would say that responding, "I hate Oda. He
Maybe that's why Bleach lovers hate One Piece. Holy shit, they take it to heart. They take it back to this. I hate Oda.
also revealed that the 2 had a heavy run-in in the 1990s.
Holy
A few years
shit.
later, Oda would have a chance to respond in his own
Fucking death match. That would be awesome, bro. Devil Fruit versus Bankai.
interview during a Bleach exhibit for its 20th anniversary. He was asked about Kubo and said, quote, "Years ago, Kubo publicly announced he hates me. Do you
Imagine. I hate Oda.
want to know if I hold a judge against him?" Yes, I do. He went on to say he didn't know Kubo meant it in a particularly rude way, or if it was a competitive way, because he knows that Kubo has a very competitive spirit. He has always been a hard worker, but Oda does say he has some
He
audacity
didn't even say I don't like him. He said I hate him. I hate Oda. I wonder if he said it in a joking way or he was fucking serious, but I hate him. I hate Oda.
to say that in public, basically letting everybody
1v1 on Shipment.
know that I'm always so down for the smoke. He would draw Kubo's character Ichigo in One Piece art style and submit it to the always so down for the smoke. He would draw Kubo's character Ichigo in One Piece art style.
Oh my god. Holy shit. That's like the most disrespectful thing I've heard. A mangaka or anything in anime. That's the most disrespectful thing I've seen. Holy shit. He drew Ichigo in a One Piece style.
And submit it to the exposition. Look, I love both of these anime and their lives sounding like real
That's like what a rapper does, bro. You want to diss a rapper? Diss him while using his own flow.
live anime.
Yeah, no, bro. I'm telling y'all, in this situation, Oda's Kendrick and Kubo was Drake. In that situation. Maybe, I don't know about now,
Makes the
but
series even better. It shows how much they both love and believe in
I
it.
love it.
Oda and Naruto's creator
for the
Kishimoto
sport.
also considered themselves rivals, but in a very
Then you have Kishimoto just like watching. He's like, he's just watching.
different way. In 2015, Oda admitted that Naruto is more popular than One Piece worldwide, but he appreciates
Yeah, meet the Grams. Y'all consider Meet the Grams like Marine Forward or some shit?
But it makes him a little jealous. In 2016, Kishimoto said that he wanted to surpass One Piece in manga sales, but sadly he was never able to do so before Naruto ended. Since One Piece is still going and its popularity in the rest of the world has
Wow, man. I thought Naruto was more popular than One Piece. I always thought that. Like growing up, I never saw anybody like scream "Gamu, Gamu." I never heard that shit, bro. I always heard like Naruto things. Like you always heard Naruto shit. Yeah. Kishimoto's J. Cole, pretty much. It is worldwide. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I mean like Western on the in the West, Naruto I feel like is definitely more popular than One Piece. Definitely. I never heard anybody say Gamu Gamu or anything One Piece related as a kid, teenager, anything. It was always Naruto, Dragon Ball. Even I wouldn't even hear Bleach. I didn't even know what a Bunkai was until like 5 years ago.
Exploded in recent years. The final results aren't in yet, but either way, the two have been the most dominant two in the world for almost 2 decades.
Why is it? Oh, okay.
Their respect for each other is evident, as shown throughout both series. Easter eggs are hidden, shouting out each other's manga. But the most wholesome,
in Japan, I definitely see that One Piece is more popular than Naruto. Like I noticed that you'd have the One Piece stores in Japan. You'd have One Piece ads all over.
Scary example happened in 2013. Oda had become notorious for his machine-like work ethic. He was only sleeping 3 hours a night, and he often would sleep at his work desk so he could wake up and be able to get back to work faster. This would cause his health issues to disintegrate, and he would be hospitalized.
Damn,
Knowing Oda doesn't like to take days off, Kishimoto would show up to his hospital room to check on his friend, and he would be shocked
Would Kubo show up?
to see that Oda was working in his hospital bed. He was
Oh my god. Holy shit. He was hospitalized for overworking. This guy's on his fucking deathbed, still working. Still fucking drawing Luffy. Drawing Chopper, imagine that. You went to the hospital because you were drawing Chopper.
Incoming One Piece chapter. Kishimoto understood this level of work ethic better than anyone else on the planet. Instead of asking him to stop, he pulled up a chair and helped Oda with his work.
Wow. Love it. That's why there should be no wars between Naruto fans and One Piece fans, bro. If these two get along and they're like best friends, and then you have the Naruto creator helping the One Piece creator, bro, it should be all love between them. If anybody hates anybody, y'all should hate Bleach fans.
He felt that's what he really needed. It would later be revealed that this was the legendary Dressrosa arc, a personal favorite arc of mine. As you can see, my avatar's design is based off this arc's antagonist. They really wanted this arc to be special, to not let his fans down.
Thank you, bro. No spoilers, right? No spoilers, Nick. Don't worry. Watch the whole fucking video.
Because of his sickness.
As
of 2023, One Piece has sold more than 500 million copies, selling more copies than Batman and Harry Potter. Oda is the best-selling mangaka
Batman and Harry
time,
Potter.
and the 10th highest-selling fiction author in human history. These stats are hard to ignore, even on the collegiate level. The anime adaptation of his manga is a smash hit, and is growing more popular every day. Olympians have struck One Piece poses before winning medals. Hollywood celebs have declared their love for One Piece, like Avril Lavigne, who would eventually send Oda 2 songs.
Think these celebrities know what the fuck Gear 5 is. I hate this shit, bro. Oh, what's your favorite character? It's Goku. Oh, it's Luffy. Oh, you're on. Did you watch Egghead? No. They're not fans.
For one of his movies.
Think Avril Lavigne's watching fucking Wano.
Jamie Lee Curtis would mention Robin as her favorite character on several Q&As. Marvel director Taika Waititi rocked a Luffy sweater on several occasions.
Wears a Luffy sweater. Think he knows who Kaido is? You know what I mean?
One Piece's film release earned over 15 billion yen, making it
it's like people that say they're Pokemon fans. They can't name anything beyond Gen 2, 3.
6th highest grossing movie in Japanese history. The 4-year-old that wanted to be a great manga creator would be so
yeah, guys, he's a fan. He has a Luffy sweater. One Piece fanatic.
Proud of Oda. But just what has he sacrificed for this level of success? We touched on it a little bit in the Kishimoto segment, but to really understand or believe the truth that I'm about to say, you have to understand a terrifying concept in Japan called the Kararoshi.
I learned what that was in the last video.
Kararoshi is a phenom in Japan that translates to overworked death. In Japan, the woke culture is a lot more extreme than most people outside of Asia can even comprehend. Japan has a zero excuse policy. In these environments, you're expected to finish all of your work. And
imagine that, man. Oda's over here making millions and millions of dollars, selling millions and millions of fucking mangas, bro. And he's still overworking himself because it's so installed into him that he can't just uninstall it. You know, it's already inside of him. He can't, like, just change his ways. He's in his fucking hospital bed drawing Zoro's tits.
Forgiven no matter how long it takes you. Even if you finish your work in a reasonable time, you are not permitted to leave until anyone that is your senior is also finished with their work. If they aren't finished, you are expected to go help them instead of going home to see your
If I have to work till 8 on the dot, I'm already out the door.
family. In a 2012 documentary, a filmmaker by the name of Alguero Pacheco visited Japan when she heard.
What did he say?
2012 documentary, a filmmaker by the name of Alguero Pacheco.
Allegra. At least he didn't say algebra.
Visited Japan when she heard about this concept. She was shocked to see how common this was. She would follow salary men from their jobs and would discover that dozens of them would pass out on the streets from complete exhaustion, unable to even make it home.
I feel like this is going to be the dark side of every mangaka's story. It's just Japan work culture. I feel like all of them are like that. Like, I feel like you could probably mention, and I don't know all the stories, but like Tagashi, Kishimoto, Miura, you can name like all of these mangakas and be like, yeah, they suffered from overworking. They were sick because of overworking. Like, I bet Tagashi, for example, a lot of his sicknesses are due to this, are due to just working, you know?
Or even move. These extreme hours leads Japan to
Kubo,
having
yeah.
5% of work-related fatalities
We don't talk about that hater.
from stress, heart
I'm joking. I'm fucking joking.
attacks, or sadly self-inflicted. As of 2022,
But then you have someone like, I don't know, like Isayama, for example. I don't know what he's done. Like, I could be totally wrong. But he writes Attack on Titan, and now what is he doing? Like, he's done. I feel like he's done. Like, what is he doing right now? Is he writing another story? Is he, does he have another story before Attack on Titan? Or is he just done? Tagashi is just lazy? No, he's not fucking lazy, bro. You gotta read about his story. He's just chilling. Yeah, Isayama is probably just chilling now. He's like, I made one of the greatest stories of all time. I'm done. I'd be done too. I'd be like, sayonara, bro. Seriously. I'm traveling the world now. Like, why make another story? You don't got to Americanize that bullshit and make a sequel to the sequel to the prequel to the Aaron's grandchild, super grandchild, Aaron's great grandfather or great grandmother, or the fucking Aaron's great grandfather's dog. Like, we don't need backstories on some Marvel bullshit.
23% of
Here we go. It's lagging now. Great.
Japanese workers log more than 80 hours of overtime each month. Because of this, 1 in 5 Japanese workers are at risk of passing away from karaoke. The Japanese government.
God, dude. It's a fucking spider on the ceiling.
Because of this, 1 in 5 Japanese workers are at risk of passing
1 in 5.
away from karaoke. The Japanese government never even acknowledged this problem. That was until a 24-year-old who had logged more than 105 hours of overtime wrote on social media that she was physically and emotionally shattered. She leaped off a tall building soon after to her end.
Bro, this is what I mean. Imagine you work so fucking much. You put in so much overtime. So much of this. And what are you doing this for? You're doing this to make money so you can live. But you do this so much of your time. Like 99% of your fucking life beyond adolescence, like beyond high school and college, is now work. And now you just die. So you just spent 99% of your life beyond college working to live, but you don't even have the chance to live because you're fucking dead now. Like, imagine that. That's why, like, it's like you gotta look at life that way, man. It's so fucking hard. Like, that's why sometimes when I just can't, and I'm not saying, like, I am nothing like any of these people, right? Like, I live so fucking privileged compared to these people. But I'm saying, like, sometimes I'll catch myself, like, just all day, just, like, editing and shit. And I'm like, wait a minute. Let me just, like, put the shit down and have dinner and watch some shows with Liv. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it'll be like, it'll be just like that. And that's how a lot of people have to, and some people can't look at it like that. Sometimes they gotta fucking overwork. They gotta work overtime. And it's crazy, this fucking world we live in, man.
Unfortunately, this isn't uncommon. BBC said that this is the
You have to get lucky. That's the answer to all of it. And some people, like Oda, they don't need to work anymore. He could just fucking drop One Piece right now. Nobody wants him to. He could have dropped that shit decades ago. He could have dropped that shit 20 years ago and just went off the map.
single high COD of men aged 20 to 40.
Yeah, man, it's so hard being a YouTuber. all of you guys that work 9 to 5s, I work so much harder than every single one of you, bro. Watching anime takes more fucking willpower and more hard work than anything all of you do.
But my love, I'm not saying you have a hard job, but you work more than people think you do.
Watching anime is harder than being a doctor.
No, like when
44.
I first started dating you, I was like, oh, he's a YouTuber. He'll probably have all this free time. I didn't realize how much work you do.
And that's before I
behind the
streamed.
scenes.
That's before I streamed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying I'm not saying you have a hard job. Like you have a fun job. You do, but it's still a job.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm it's fun, bro.
You work
It's
more than
fun.
people think you work.
Being a YouTuber was my fucking dream, bro. It's so cool to be a YouTuber. I'm telling you guys, like it's so fucking cool. Like I wish all of y'all could be it, but you can't, cause y'all aren't willing to put in the hard work like I do. You want to be doctors and go to school, but you don't understand that watching anime is harder than everything you can do. Watching anime is harder than building a building. I said it.
In the country. There is even an infamous
I meant every single word I just said too. I stand on that shit.
unalive yourself force.
Clip that. Yeah. I should act like I was serious right there. So then all those channels like Hassan and like Osmongold, they could react to it and give their take on it. I should have been serious with it. Imagine if somebody in the chat that took all that serious, like they don't get sarcasm. That's scary. That scares me more than anything. That fucking scares me, man. That scares me more than like if somebody just jumped through my window with a fucking shotgun.
In Japan, that is the go-to spot to do so. The forest gained worldwide acknowledgement when a controversial YouTuber, Logan Paul,
Look, it's WWE superstar Logan Paul.
went there for a day of vlogging. He filmed a victim of Kiyoshi while his friends
This is what everyone thinks a YouTuber is. This is why sometimes I'm embarrassed to say I'm a YouTuber. Because they think I'm this.
laughed in the background. Please understand though, this is a different culture.
Even though I look at people like that and I want to fucking spit on them.
So don't judge them too harshly. They have their reasons, and I'm not saying that their work culture is okay, but it's a very complicated, nuanced subject. The
It's the United States champion.
leading theory though is
Oh,
that this was
God.
Japan's way of restoring its economy after World War II, with the mindset being that your company is your family and you should give it your all. I don't think these traits are from
Your company is your family, bro. When I worked for UPS, I wanted that family to burn.
phenomena exactly are comparable to Oda for one reason. Oda does these things willingly. No one is forcing him to do so. With his level of wealth and influence, he could easily retire or reallocate some of the more menial tasks to his employees. Instead, he opts to do them himself because he just kind of enjoys doing it. That doesn't mean though it makes
Respect.
his fans any less concerned. Based on Oda's own words and
That's why when shit gets delayed, y'all gotta stop crying and bitching about it, bro. Like Tagashi. I see people hating on Tagashi. Y'all couldn't do one, like, not you guys, but the people complaining couldn't do 0.1% of what Tagashi does or have ever done. Fuck those ungrateful pieces of shit.
interviews with his editors, Oda works 21 hours a day. The few hours he sleeps is often not even
Guy's risking his life to draw. Think about that for you. He doesn't need to do anything. He could drop Hunter x Hunter right now. If I was him, I would. Purposely.
concurrent, but instead broken up into 30-minute intervals throughout his workday, just whenever he gets a chance. That way he doesn't have to relocate and can get back to work faster. When he does get to sleep 3 straight hours, he aims for 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. That way he is still the first back at the office. Other mangaka in the industry refer to Oda as a machine. It's even though he is producing a weekly
They say a lot of Japanese people are machines. They feel like that's how they are. That's how they work. It's crazy.
His art is still on par with monthly releases. As where some manga like Vinland Saga have entire months to work on the releases, Oda has to come up with chapters every single week. The anime is similarly on a weekly release schedule, but he still manages to compete with the seasonal series in quality. He does all of this while working with the smallest team possible so he can feel more attached to his work.
That's the difference, man. That's the difference between Oda and a lot of fucking, like, celebrities. You give Oda $1 billion, I guarantee you he would still do what he's doing right now, drawing in his hospital bed. If he goes there for overworking, he's still gonna overwork. You give $1 billion to a musician, you're not gonna hear music from them for decades. Just look at people like Rihanna, right? When's the last time you heard a fucking Rihanna song? They make so much money, they don't want to make music anymore. They're done. They're fucking done. That's the difference between musicians, or you could apply that logic to a lot of celebrities. Give the celebrity $1 billion, $1 billion. Would they still do what they're doing? They wouldn't. They wouldn't. And to be honest with y'all, I don't know what I do. If you gave me $1 billion, I don't know what I do. I honestly don't know. I mean, I love what I do. I even asked to live. I'm like, you know, if I made like $20 million, right? Or even $1 million, like, would I still do what I do? Of course I'd fucking still do what I do. Or $100 million. I'd still love to do videos and do shit. It would be at a higher, it would be better. I put more passion into it because I'm able to have the resources. Some people don't do that. A lot of YouTubers, you even see them make a lot of money, then they stop making videos as often. When was the last time we heard a song from K-Dot before the feud with Drake? But K-Dot's different. The reason why we waited so long for his newest album was because of writer's block. And then when he gives us the album, it's the best shit the best material he's given us. It's different if he comes back and it's bullshit, then he leaves again. He's not leaving because he wants to leave and he lost love for it. He just left. He didn't leave, I mean. He just stopped making music because he had writer's block. That's different. Quality over quantity, exactly. But some people don't apply that. They just say, oh, I'm rich. Oh, I made millions and millions of dollars. I'm done. And I can't knock that because I don't know where I'd be if I made $1 billion. I don't know. So that's why I respect Oda so much, or people like Tagashi. They don't need to do what they're doing anymore. They're done. They're good, probably. Oda's good for his grandson's grandson, probably. But he's still overworking himself. Same thing with Tagashi. This guy's probably like, who knows how the fuck he's feeling right now when he's posting these panels on Twitter every night. Who knows how he's feeling? He's probably coughing up blood and he's doing this shit. He doesn't have to do that.
This goes as far as when he has to retell past events, he redraws them in their entirety instead of reusing old art to save time like most artists do. His editors reported that he thinks and talks about One Piece 24/7, even when he isn't working. When his editor,
just like you guys,
Kawashima, joined Oda's team, he said Oda told him to, quote, die for One Piece.
Die for One Piece? Shit, would y'all die for One Piece? Be real. Be real.
Oda went on to assure him, if you destroy your health due to your work ethic, I will forever take care of your family financially.
You want this assistant job? You gotta die for us. You gotta die for Luffy.
I promise you. But look, don't think of Oda as a bad boss. Just an acknowledgement of how serious they take what they are creating. I watched and read dozens of interviews in preparation for this video, and I couldn't find one.
Dozen interviews, bro? It looks like there's 2.
One of any of his employees ever saying anything negative about him. Everyone that has worked for Oda said it is a fun and welcoming environment that just by seeing how hard he worked, it makes them want to work harder so they can contribute to the greatness that is One Piece. Oda doesn't even want fame, he just wants to create a great series.
This is the difference. This is why I love and respect him so much, or people that do stuff like this, bro. They're not doing it for the money. You're not going to see Oda wearing a fucking full designer suit. You're not going to see him riding around in a what's it called? In a Lamborghini or some shit. He's probably riding a 2006 Honda Civic. Like, I respect him so fucking much because he doesn't care, man.
In all of his interviews, he hides his face or requests that they cover it with post edits. Japan loves Oda.
Like, when he dies, what are you going to remember him for? You're going to remember him for, like, his dedication to the story, to the beautiful One Piece. It's going to be a dark day. Compare that to a billionaire that's known for being a billionaire. Who gives a fuck when he dies?
He can't walk down the street without being swarmed by fans. That being said, his unhealthy life leaves them very worried, and Oda knows his fans are concerned. Even after 20 years, his work schedule hasn't eased up in the slightest. In a 2021 TV interview, Oda opened up about how he doesn't have time to bathe, shave, or even eat.
That's 2021.
Opened.
He doesn't have a time to bathe, shave, or enjoy dinner. He doesn't, and shitting probably takes more time than all of that, so he doesn't have time to shit. He's probably drawing in the toilet.
Up about how he doesn't have time to bathe, shave, or even eat. He gets so lost in his work that his assistants have to come up to him and ask him, please, Oda, eat something. He does just forget sometimes, but other times he doesn't eat.
This picture looks like it's from 100 years ago.
On purpose.
It's
in a
crazy.
2012 interview, Oda said, the only time I can think of new ideas is to think about it a lot without sleeping or eating, because humans can only come up with truly new ideas when they have reached their limits. So every time I'm done with one of my manuscripts, I'm completely exhausted.
God.
The statement is both beautiful and sad, especially.
It is sad. That's what I mean. It's beautiful, and I admire him so fucking much, but it's also sad at the same time. Like, I would love if I heard, like, that would make me nothing happier. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. what would make me happier than hearing Oda finish One Piece is hearing Oda went on like a month-long vacation to an island and enjoyed his time with his wife and shit. That would make me fucking happier, man.
When you factor in that Oda has got moderate
Or he
diabetes
took a year break to explore the world.
and gout as a result
Oh, he did? See, that makes me happy then.
of his work schedule and being in his work chair for so many hours at a time. In the same interview, he said he always bathes before seeing his family though to wash off his work mode, but that he rarely gets a chance to ever see them. As we mentioned, after
Wow.
Naruto ended, Kishimoto bragged to Oda that he can finally
Wait, did he just... How'd he just pronounce diabetes? Wait, I didn't hear it. How'd he say it?
new ideas when they have reached their limits. So every time I'm done with one of my manuscripts, I am completely exhausted. The statement is both beautiful and sad. Every interview,
Where did he mention diabetes? I want to hear him say
in
it.
2020, so lost in his work, his assistants had to come up to him and ask him, please, Oda, eat something. He does just forget sometimes, but other times he doesn't eat on purpose. In a 2012 interview, Oda said, the only time I can think of new ideas is to think about it a lot without sleeping or eating, because humans can only come up with truly new ideas when they have reached their limits. So every time I'm done with one of my manuscripts, I am completely exhausted. The statement is both beautiful and sad, especially when you factor in that Oda has got moderate diabetes and gout as a result of his work schedule and being in his work chair for so many hours at a time. In the same interview, he said he always bathes before seeing his family
I'm not
though,
making fun
to
of it.
wash off his work mode, but that he rarely gets a chance to ever see them. As we mentioned, after Naruto ended, Kishimoto bragged to Oda that he can finally take a walk.
Man, I know it's an extreme... Oda is an extreme example. And I know, like, it's not... You shouldn't really look up to shit like that, like working that much. But it's like whenever I think about complaining, like, oh... Like, I don't know, if I complain or I worry about something's too much, I think about Oda. And I'm like, at least I'm not that. At least I'm not like, you know, 3 hours of sleep or some shit. And then it makes me work more. I don't know.
with his son.
That's an extreme example.
It's a flex to Oda that he finally finished his series, but as a fellow obsessive, he knew the kind of pressure Oda still lives under and what he sacrifices. Them having a personal relationship makes me feel like this was Kishimoto's way.
I can't wait till One Piece is over. Oh my god, give this guy a break. Imagine he works on the next thing. No, please, 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 bro, end it.
Pleading for Oda to take a break.
One Piece is probably in its endgame already.
Sometimes Oda only gets to visit his home once a week, and he sleeps in his studio the other 6 days. So he only sees his
I just build my studio on top of my house.
daughter and wife 4 times a month. One reason is
What?
sleeps in his studio the other 6 days. So he only sees his daughter and wife 4 times a month.
Oh my god. That's crazy. He sees his daughter and wife 4 times a month. And he's like more money than my whole family combined times 100.
One reason is he finds it necessary to keep his weekly deadlines. The second and sadder reason is that Oda fears if he spends too much time with his family, that he will want to stop making One Piece because he will.
Oh my god. He still works and lives as if he's still like he just started the anime or he just started the manga and he hasn't sold a single copy yet. He still works and lives like that. Like he's still in the mindset of an up and coming whatever, a student of the game. It's fucking crazy. It's like a rapper that only sold like 2 copies of his mixtape. That's how his mindset is right now.
Missed him too much. One of the only times Oda ever wanted to feature really quit One Piece was on one of his weekly visits with his daughter when she said to him, "Dad, you were too busy to spend time with me." Oda is currently bringing in $30 million a year from One
A year?
Piece royalties alone.
God, that's it? I'm sorry, bro. I thought that would be triple that, but that's still fucking a lot. 30 million a year.
The richest mangaka to ever live, so his dedication to his craft is completely a choice as he has long since passed the threshold of retirement. Oda keeps going to make
That's so sad, man. Oh my god, I don't know. I wouldn't even call this selfish, but like if I was making that much money, and I was only seeing like Live 4 times a month, I'd just drop what I'm doing.
It's not worth it.
And I'd tell y'all like I'm waiting until like y'all just gotta wait on like 1 chapter a year. Like I'm so like that's my life, you know. This is my fucking passion, and she's my passion as well. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, I would not, it's not worth it. It's seriously not worth it, because before you know it, you're dead. You just worked so much, you're dead. You weren't able to spend time with your wife and kid. I feel bad for him. Like, I wish somebody could tell him, like, stop it. Like, go spend time with your wife and kid. Stop it. Take, like, a year or 5-year hiatus. Spend time with them. Come back. But then he worries that if he spends that much time away, he's gonna be out of this world now, and he can't be in that mindset. You know what I mean? It's because as a creator himself, he can't live with himself if that's it. You know what I mean? I'm not like that. I can't be like that, man. Like I could easily upload 3 videos a day, stream for 7 hours a day, react to anime after anime, give y'all like 6 animes a fucking week, and just react, like, you know what I mean? I could easily do that. I could do that. I could push myself to do that, but I'm not gonna do that because I want to spend time with Liv. Like, I look forward to just sitting on a couch with her and watching shows and TV shows and just talking with her and going out and eating dinner, even if we're just staying in. I like just sitting next to her, you know what I mean? Like, just doing that. Like, I could easily be bigger than I am. I could easily blow up even fucking more on this website, but I don't want to, if that's the risk. You know what I mean?
All of his fans and people who believe in him proud. In a magazine interview in 2017, Oda said, "My fans are worried
Because in the end, what's it for? You know?
about my short sleep, but sleep is just a waste of time to me.
Sleep is a waste of time." Oh, God. So, like, he looks at sleep like I look at Spy Family. That's fucking crazy.
I prefer collecting information from manga. I want to become a robot that doesn't need
I want to become a robot that doesn't need sleep.
sleep. Even when I go on trips with my family,
Even when I go on a trip with my family, I don't want to sleep. Nah, man. What the fuck? God. This is why there's only one Oda, bro.
I don't sleep much. This level of obligation to his fans.
But then you got to give it to his wife, right? Like, I'm sorry. In America, and maybe even in Japan, I don't know. I can't speak for Japan, but I can speak for America. If a father or a husband is seeing their wife 4 times a month, there's a high fucking chance that wife is cheating on him. High chance that wife is, like, fucking around or seeing somebody else, or there's a divorce or something. Like, you got to give it to the wife. The wife is just as strong as Oda to still be with him, still look after the kid, and barely seeing her husband. Like, that's much love and respect. That is love. You know, that's ultimate love. Oda probably knows that being with his wife and child is just going to disrupt his work, because he'd want to be with them, and if that happens, he wouldn't like to finish One Piece. Basically that. Yeah, it's like, oh God, I don't know, man.
is enduring.
It's
but
mental
his loyalty
pressure,
to his
yeah.
former sensei would cause the most damaging controversy in Oda's entire career. In November of 2017, Tokyo Metropolitan Police led a raid on a resident's house they had been investigating on suspicion of the sale of CP. During the analysis of the perp's computer, they found the evidence they were looking for, but they also discovered a link that led them shockingly to the one and only Nobuhiro Watusuki. Yes, the creator of Kenshin and the most prolific sensei to our own Ichiro Oda. Shortly after,
Damn.
Watusuki's house and studio was raided. The
Then I saw people blaming Oda. The fuck out of here, bro. I don't know.
investigator's suspicions were unfortunately confirmed, and over 100 DVDs were confiscated as evidence, with some of the victims on the tapes being as young as 10 years old.
Some of this shit just fucks people's minds up, man. You know how they say that? Like, when a kid's beaten when they're a kid, and then, or something happens to the kid when he's, like, young, that his mind gets fucked up throughout the years, and then by the time he's an adult, he does some weird shit, bro. Mental health, yeah, it's on the next level. It fucks their mind up forever. Sometimes it's just they have a normal life as a kid, and then it just become fucked up because they're evil, right? But like something like a mangaka, man, like, oh my God, like I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. If I had to work, or if I was Japanese and I was working like the Japanese work culture, I don't know where my mind would go. I'm not talking about CP. I'm talking about like suicide or some shit. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be able to do it. All I know is if I had to do that, if I had to live like Japanese people work right now, I don't know if I'd be here. Honestly.
He was promptly arrested, and during the interrogation,
I'm not that strong. I'm not that strong mentally. I wouldn't be able to do it.
immediately confessed to everything and went into an unnecessary amount of detail to the investigation.
Confess to, oh God, not even like just middle school, but like elementary school. He's fucking sick in the head. That's sick. No matter what way you want to say it, man, that's sick. That's sick. He's not talking about anime girls either. He's talking about real girls.
Investigators. I locked girls in the higher grades of elementary school to the second grade of junior high. After he was charged, Shueisha put his series on indefinite hiatus. This sent shockwaves to Japan because up until this point, he was one of the—
I'm not gonna lie though. This might be controversial to say, but say I was a fan of the manga and I found out what he did. What am I gonna throw and burn the manga? No. I'm still gonna love it. I don't give a fuck. I don't love him. I'm not gonna love him. My whole perception, my whole like thought of him, all my thoughts about him are that's done. Like I look at him as, oh, he's fucked up. He's fucked in the head. But I'm still gonna love his shit. I'm still gonna love his writing, his drawings and shit. Hate the artist, not the art. Exactly. Just because Kanye made some shit comments or racist shit and he's done some stupid shit, you think I'm not gonna like his music? I fucking love his music. I'm always gonna love his music.
The best-selling and most respected—
I'm not gonna like, oh, I'm never listening to this again.
Gakas ever. He was responsible for lots of new rising talent. His reputation was tarnished, but he controversially received the lightest sentence possible legally. A fine—
God, that's it. That's crazy. We watched a whole video on this, but $2,000? What's $2,000 to a guy making millions?
only $1,800 was paid, and he never served a single day in jail. People were understandably outraged when this
That's
information
disgusting.
became public, which is how our Oda stumbled into the—
Like I said, I have no disrespect towards what he made. No disrespect to the story. So hopefully, I don't give a fuck if that offends people. But like, yeah, the story's fine. It's just him. You lose respect for people. I lost respect for him. Like, I have no respect for a guy that's into CP. I don't. I really don't. I don't think they should have a place. They should be in fucking jail, you know, and suffer. They're fucking sick in the head. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna like watch the anime or read the story. You know, I'd love to. I heard it's really good, so I'll read it.
crosshairs of this PR design.
I have to say CP because I don't want to edit through this video and just, you know, like, and get demonetized. But CP, if you don't know what I mean by CP, it's child corn. Now replace the C with P.
Disaster. It all started with a tweet from Shonen Jump stating that Oda and Watuski—
Sometimes I can separate the art and artist, but sometimes I can't. You know what? It's not that I draw a line, but it's like something like an anime or a manga I think is fine. Like, I could read or watch whatever. But like, I used to listen to let's say like R. Kelly, right? And then you find out what he did.
You're a liar.
What?
You never listened
I listened to R. Kelly as a teenager. His songs were always on the radio. Yeah, but like, for example, like when one of my favorite artists of all time, Nas, he did a song with R. Kelly. I'll listen to it from time to time, but I'll in my mind I'll be like, oh, it's R. Kelly, the child lover.
will be doing a joint interview on April 24th, 2020. During the Q&A, Oda was asked what it was like working for Watuski, and he answered honestly, "I worked for him for just under 4 months, which may have been the happiest moment of my entire life." The fan base was instantly split down the middle. One side declaring that even reminiscing fondly about someone who did what Watuski was charged of, it was just blasphemy. And
I fucking hate those people, man. I don't know. Like, what, everything they've ever done now, you just can't even talk about it. Like, Oda can't reminisce on the good times with his friend. He can't say it. He can't say it because what his friend ended up doing, there's no reminiscing. All the memories are tarnished, and everything good about them is tarnished. Like, I don't believe in that, man. I don't believe in that cancel culture bullshit. Like, we're not supposed to reminisce on the good times because of the bad thing they did in the future. I don't believe in that. I don't know.
they felt it was some way supporting him. This side even shared a short-lived cancel Oda hashtag. The
Cancel Oda hashtag. Cancel yourselves! You'll never be Oda.
other side felt that since Oda had never done anything of the sort himself and didn't even know anything of—
Guy never does anything wrong in his life that we know of, right? Who knows? Who knows? He may have done something, but we don't know, right? Never done anything wrong in his fucking life, but being friends with a guy that was caught with CP, just and talking about how they were friends. Let's cancel Oda because they want Oda to say, fuck this guy, kill him, he was always a piece of shit. No. Cornballs. They're cornballs, bro. And if you're on that side, bro, you're a fucking cornball too.